Have you ever wondered why, when you have a 2-hour fire resistance rated gypsum wall, it's okay to put a 90-minute door in that same 2-hour wall? I want to explain this to you. But in order to do that, we first have to talk about how that fire resistance rated wall is tested. So they'll build a 2-hour wall, they'll throw it on the furnace. At the 5-minute mark, the temperature inside the furnace is 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. The temperature will rise, and at the 1-hour mark, it'll be 1,700 degrees Fahrenheit. It'll stay there and continue to rise until the 2-hour mark, at which point the fire inside the furnace needs to be 1850. And the entire time, they have thermocouples on the non-fire side of the wall. And each thermocouple cannot exceed a temperature of 325 degrees Fahrenheit. And the average of all of them can't exceed 250 degrees Fahrenheit. That's what's required for the wall itself. Now, the door is going to be different. And honestly, I don't know how fire-rated doors are tested, but I'm assuming they're going to have similar temperatures because pretty much everything that's fire-rated in the United States is going to follow that same time temperature curve. If you think about whatever room you're in, let's say you're in a hotel. Will there be anything combustible on the non-fire side of that door? Well, no, because otherwise the door won't be able to open and close, or you won't be able to get out of the room. And that's a code violation in and of itself. So if you look at your wall, however, there could be artwork hanging on the wall. There could be towels leaning against the wall in the bathroom. All sorts of things that could potentially be combustible may be on the non-fire side of that wall. So we want to know that there won't be sufficient thermal temperature rise through that wall to ignite whatever combustibles might be there. That's not going to happen with the door, so the door can have a lower fire resistance rating. But that's important that you understand this because the building code very clearly says that when you have a membrane penetration, so if we go back into our hotel, any of the pipes that stub up through the floor and out for the toilet, the shower, the sink, any of those sorts of things, those are going to be what's called a membrane penetration. And because you don't know if you'll have something combustible on the non-fire side, and because they're typically lower, you need to make sure that all of those types of penetrations are capable of preventing thermal transfer. So when you look at your fire stop details, that will say F rating would be our 2-hour for this 2-hour wall that we're talking about, and the T rating would be the thermal temperature change on the non-fire side. So again, when you have a membrane penetration, you have to have both a fire rating and a temperature rating. And in our 2-hour rated wall, you'd have to have a 2-hour F rating and a 2-hour T rating. And I know we started out talking about doors. How did we wind up talking about fire stop? I don't know. That's just what happens when I get going, right? Anyways, I hope this was valuable, and I look forward to any other questions that anyone might ask. Because, by the way, this was a question that was posed to me just today. Again, I hope it's helpful, and if you have any questions, I'd love to hear them from you.